Oi there lads, what's up? Today we're gonna have a review about the Hell Architect. In Hell Architect, Woodland Games and Leonardo Interactive hope to add a unique twist to the colony simulator genre by throwing players into the deeps of hell, where they grown from a mere trainee to a respect designer. The game has been linked to Oxygen Not Included and follows much of the same principles. Start off small, gather resources, manage your colony, and grow your own hell. Hell Architect attempts to stand out from the crowd in a few ways, but did Leonardo Interactive and Woodland Games deliver a truly exceptional experience? Hell Architect's story is an interesting twist on the typical colony simulator, as players are assigned with managing and building the hell. In doing so, they need to develop hell for Lucifer himself. The game's story, though simple in essence, was boosted by the game-grade dialogue, voice acting and comedy narration. Throughout this scenario, Servant of Lucifer will chime in and provide some comic relief, mainly founded in a dark humor. Hell Architect's story adds some extra oomph on a settled genre and sets the tone for the game. Hell Architect is a 2D game about building and managing hell. In game, you play as a new employee trying to extract the most work you can from the various sinners as you build. The first thing on would notice is Hell Architect 2D art style, which is morbidly adorable. It manages to the cute even as you make a little line of sinners do horrible things to themselves. The main selling point of Architect, other than its art style, it's gameplay. Gameplay in Hell Architect is deep. To briefly explain, there are three main parts to the gameplay, namely sinners, materials and construction, and to not spoil the game too much, I have kept only pictures from the beginning of the game. Sinners are the little workers provided to the player to conduct the various tasks in your literal personal hell. In every new scenario on Sandbox, players will start off with about 4 sinners. New sinners are provided in regular intervals, and these sinners can be ordered around to mine for materials, perform various tasks like preparing food and water, work on construction, or get tortured and get killed in order to produce a few materials for the architect. Every sinner has a few attributes, which make them more suitable for a new particular job. Even legendary sinners, who come in with extra perks and provide the player with extra bonuses to work with. Although sinners would go to waste if not for the materials in game, the basic materials in the game are metal, dirt and coal, which are obtained from basic mining and are used in every level of construction. There are uncommon materials to mine like green and blue crystals, which basically help in researching new structures in order to make a more efficient hell. And not to mention the materials produced by sinners, namely suffering and essence. Suffering is produced by torturing the sinners, while essence is produced when one tortures a worker in the deeper pit of hell where your worker is lost and unavailable to serve you anymore. Constructing new structures in order to improve various triggers and to produce more materials, which in turn allow the player to build better structures in the main loop of the game. You are handed basic blueprints at the start, along with the knowledge to make food, water and suffering, but slowly the roles of various structures change and expand. By the end of the run, they can get very creative and fun. All components of gameplay synergize well with each other and complement themselves in unique ways. For example, some structures in the game need essence to upgrade or buy for them. For this, you will need to completely extract the resource from sinners, but essence is most produced from the sinners who are more the same. Which means that there should be enough structures to provide the sinners with adequate resources while still making them work enough to extract the basic resources. This is just a very basic example of and something which is encoded in the reality early stages of the game. Hell Architect managed to have many other gameplay scenarios like this as it goes on. All these steps are also sprinkled with a morbid sense of humor in each of these tasks, which did make me chuckle. I would say that any new player should go through the tutorials as they are extensive and will help players actually learn the mechanics of the game. But base gameplay is only one aspect, and where this gameplay takes place also changes how one approaches. The game has scenarios and the sandbox. Sandbox is just the base gameplay set for any player to toy and build with as efficiently as soon as possible, whereas scenario is the story mode of the game and it's a bit off. Before playing starts a scenario, they should play the tutorials. This is not just to learn the mechanics, but also because in this is where the story really begins with your instructor, in the tutorial being a recruiting bit in a story. The story followed the player as small slow time hell architect working up their rank step by step while performing the tasks told us in each of these scenarios. There are 7 of them in total, 10 in one includes the tutorial. Each of them drops the player into a new part of hell, with only the basic tool leaving the player to regrind for all the upgrades that they had. This made the story feel like our stopping alone in between it. Along with that, there are quite a few characters who are a part of the bureaucracy of hell, who oversee and work with you, and they are voice acted. The voice acting itself is not bad but pretty good in most cases, but the dialogue and the character annoy me. Even the imp, which is supposed to be our helper, was the most annoying character in the game. I have encountered a few bugs in the story mode where an objective is not shown as a complete for a while even after it's done. But for the most part, playing the game was smooth, and I almost forgot about the soundtrack, which is fitting as I thought it was average. On the whole, Hell Architect is the game fun and deep gameplay, morbid but a cute art style which is bogged down by its story mode and its irritating characters and forgettable soundtrack. Hell Architect shines in its narration, comedic dialogue and the dark humor along with excellent graphics and design. Hell Architect is a cool concept and executed well. There are certainly fun times to be had with meaning hell. However, the biggest issue comes in the fact that there is little purpose to playing the game in the long run. The process can become stale quickly, and outside the scenarios, the sandbox mode may only entice the most enthusiastic of the Colony Sim fans. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. All the links will be at the description. Also, don't forget to hit those bells because notifications are coming. Peace.